KDB. KDB. KDB.
Beats Planet.
Bring y'all asses in here, man. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Let's discuss. Let's talk. We ain't got nothing to do today. Appreciate y'all for being here. All that good stuff. We're going to talk about the debacle. The little bit of nonsense that happened yesterday with the Eagles. Not Eagles shit. I'm up here looking at Alex, the Eagles fan, and the whole Jalen Hurts thing. Look, Alex got me and
got
Will
us thrown
still,
off. Like what?
Alex got me and Will still talking about Jalen Hurts up here. So I'm like, fuck happened to Jalen Hurts? We been talking about that shit for the whatever. But yes, we're gonna talk about the debacle, which is Cowboys versus Jag. And to be fair, Eagles versus Bears wasn't pretty, and Chiefs versus Texans wasn't pretty. Vikings versus Colts wasn't pretty. It was just a weird ass little week of non-prettiness. The Raiders and they little nonsense, but it is what it is. Cowboys took the L. The other teams took care of their business and their close fights, but the Cowboys indeed did not finish. Couple ways I wanted to approach this show today. First of all, pardon my manners. I'm your host, Voch Lombardi.
You are watching a master at work.
In my mind.
VOCHLOMBARD on all social media platforms, and please show respect to my point guard, Master Williams.
Santa Claus on the ceiling, Big Willie chilling, pinch the Grinch for being a holiday villain.
Appreciate you, sir.
I was on the bomb squad for 10 years.
Appreciate you, sir.
What's up, brother?
What's
up, brother?
There we go. Let's kind of get into this, Will. Still, the one thing that I wanted to start with, and there's plenty to talk about today, but the one thing I wanted to talk about first is the fans, and it's funny. I was I'm a fan of this rapper Sue Surf, right? Sue Surf's currently in jail for like a RICO shit or whatever, but he was basically talking about gang culture, you know what I mean? And he was like, I'm a Crip, but I got more Crip ops than blood ops or whatever, right? And people don't know that, but inside of some gangs, whatever, different sets argue with their own sets. He said he got more friends from other gangs than such and such. That he got people in his own gang from different sets trying to kill him as opposed to rival gang members, right? And that just made me think about how Cowboy fans operate. I woke up this morning and I saw Eagles fans, just a handful of Eagles content creators, right? I saw some Eagles content creators talking about where the Cowboy fans at? Why y'all don't want to fight us today? And I didn't take that as Cowboy fans are running or anything like that. What I took that as, or at least from me personally, is I don't feel like I have the energy to fight an Eagles fan because I'm always constantly fighting Cowboy fans. Me and Alex, the Eagle fan, can agree on one thing. Cowboy fans can be pretty idiotic. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? And there are many fights that we could be fighting, And sometimes people will come at me, sometimes Cowboy fans will come to me in these social media streets. They'll come to me in these comment sections, in these chat boxes, and they'll be like, well, Voch, why don't you fight some of these fights like you used to? We see other Cowboy content creators fighting these versus Eagle fights on social media. Why don't you fight some of these fights a little more. And I remember the days where I used to fight these fights, and fighting these fights were fun. You know what I mean? I'm an older man, and I ain't really got the energy to be, you know what I mean, smoking people like I used to, because, you know, just my patience is a little different. I understand what Will's still talking about. I'm gonna be worse when I'm in 10 years when I'm his age. I'm gonna understand what he's going through, but I don't have the patience to deal with a lot of this stuff sometimes, right? When I can be like, go on, sir.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but it is true. Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts is indeed hurting.
Yes, and it's uncertain if he'll play on Saturday.
God damn, I hate that. If I could just give a preliminary reaction and you know, just an overall, you know, just kind of thought and statement about that. Don't be shitty, Cowboy fans. You know, no matter what this outcome end up being, and I know what they said about your quarterback in week 2 and week 6. I know what happened. But just because they did it don't mean that we need to do it. You know what I mean? So I hope Jalen's fine. I hope Jalen gets to finish his season. You know what I mean? If I'm going to fight someone, I don't want one hand tied behind their back, and I don't want to talk shit about them when their hand is tied behind their back and I beat the shit out of them. You know what I mean? I want them at full strength if we're going to do the whole combat thing. So, hey, I hope Jalen Hurts is okay. And not just, you know what I'm saying, for the whatever, but you know, I'm not in this for this easy fight. And it's just generally classless to celebrate an injury, but here nor there. But see how I can approach this thing from a class perspective and not just from an emotional side. Will Steele, Segway Jones, I just did that real fast. See how I could take, you know, like, damn, man, like, you know, it's been fuck the Eagles for a long time. You know what I'm saying? But I can let my logic and my real life sense overcome my emotion there, right? So what ends up happening with Cowboy fans, right, is I can be like, yo, Skywalker Steele, the sky is blue. And you know what? The sky ain't always blue, Sky. Well, sky, right? Oh, Will. You know, Will, the sky ain't always blue. But if I put my arms around you and we go outside and we look out the window and I be like, the sky blue, dog. If you look at me and go, no, it ain't. It ain't my fault. It ain't the sky fault. It's sky's fault. Bars. It's Will Steele's fault. You know what I mean? And you know, what I love about Will is that he'll hit you with the context matters. Context matters. Another quote that I love: 2 things can be correct at the same time. Another quote that I love from Black Phillip, Patrice O'Neal: have your opinion. Don't let your opinion have you. You know, there were a lot of things that went wrong in this game versus the Jaguars. You know what I mean? And you can even power rank them if you want to. You know what I mean? You can say, well, Dak didn't play perfect. That's true. He didn't play perfect. That motherfucker played fantastically, though.
Yeah.
That motherfucker played fantastically, and he gave you every opportunity to win. But Voch, what about the interceptions? Context matters. You go back and watch the picks. But Voch, you being a Dak apologist, all right, bro.
Yeah.
What more can I fight from there? You know what I mean? Kelvin Joseph got his ass toasted, Will Steele. All day, every day. No problem. Kelvin Joseph get toasted. I tweet, damn, Kelvin Joseph got toasted. Following tweet. You know, not only this week, but where's my safety help in this whole cornerback 2 conversation? Voch, you caping for Kelvin Joseph. Say Kelvin Joseph is trash and he getting whooped. Yes, he is getting whooped. The fuck is Malik Hooker doing, though? You understand what I'm saying? Like that. Multiple things can be right at the same time. You can add context to the party. You can change your mind when you get more information.
Yeah.
Kelvin and Malik fucking wrong. Right? But
or Dan.
Trust me, Will Steele, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. But when you fall into this avalanche of your feelings, you it's hard for some people to look past that. You know what I mean? There's this one gospel song, Will Steele, and I'm not a super gospel song guy, but I think it's brilliant. A song called Too Close to the Mirror. Right. And the idea of it is that if you this close to a goddamn mirror, you really can't see yourself. Right. You got to bring this joint back to get a good look at your shit like this and go, all right, that's what's going on. I think sometimes people's emotion work that way, right? You are so tied into your emotion. You are so emotional. You are so, you know what I mean? Like it's consuming you. You're so attached to it that you can't even see the logic. You can't even see the logic. Even if I present the logic to you, you won't be able to see it because you're so close to your emotion. You're almost blind. It's so close to you. You don't know how big, you know what I mean? Like,
Thanks.
so the whole last Dak Prescott pick, right? Even if you saw the TV copy and you went, fuck, Dak threw an interception. If you get up and leave, just say you got up and left and you ain't see the replays. Just say you didn't watch film. Just say you don't have all the knowledge here. Even if you were a person that says this was Dak's fault, you know what? If you would have said, I would have gave you credit for Voch. Dak threw the interception. I got up. I walked off. I didn't see the replay. I didn't see the all 22. My bad, Voch. You right. That's on Noah Brown. Like if you said that, I could at least go, fair enough, my guy. I was upset too. When Dak first threw that motherfucker, I was sad. Say sending data. It say streaming. We good. Chat. We good.
We
Chat.
back.
We bike. We bike.
That was weird.
Okay, I see me. Chat. We bike. All right, cool. Now, this is the biggest part, Will, still. Right?
Oh yeah, we're good. All right.
With this, okay, we good. With this fan base in particular, Will, still, with their emotion, with their lack of using logic, with them being too close to the mirror, metaphorically, so to speak, with them not being able to change their opinions, with them having their opinion, or them not having an opinion, but their opinion having them. These two people in particular, right, Will, this kind of gets them the worst, right? If you hate Kellen Moore since day one, it's going to take a lot of shit to get you off of that hate Kellen Moore bag. Cool. We'll talk about him in a minute. But if you love Dan Quinn from day one, it's going to be hard for a lot of people to give some blame to Dan Quinn, right? I blame both of their asses. Yeah. both of their asses had a pretty peculiar day, right? But I can at least look at Kellen and be like, you know what? Kellen did some good things here or there, but these 3 or 4 decisions really baffled me. I can say that about Kellen Moore. I'm at least to the point today where I'm not here to say Kellen Moore called an entire shit game. I'm not here to say that about Kellen. 4 or 5 decisions, and I know I just went from 3 to 4 to 4 to 5, but pardon me, about 4 or 5 decisions of Kellen Moore really got me scratching my head and upset, right? I've been having this conversation about Dan Quinn in my mind with Will Steele behind the scenes roundtable.
Yeah, don't hit that damn button.
Will Steele's superstition ain't wrong, by the way. We haven't won a game after. Well, y'all be lucky if y'all get a roundtable this year. I don't even want to do one all season because we might fuck the draft up if we roundtable, but whatever. Just one roundtable in June every year. But listen, me and Will been talking about Dan Quinn for a minute. We've been talking, Will asked on the volume here on this show, you're not allowed to miss him, but he asked, he say, Voch, you notice that the defense ain't been defensing like they was in the first couple games. You know what I mean? Like, it's just every week it seems to be a new problem. And I understand that, because the more the season goes on, teams are going to get your film. They're going to eventually catch up to you. They're going to find out what you're weak at. That's where this whole whoop cornerback 2 thing possibly have come from, you know what I'm saying? The whole run outside thing, the whole misdirection thing, they got us really good with that yesterday or whatever. That could just be a product of your film being out there. But if you're Dan Quinn, you have to then make your move on the chessboard.
Yeah.
Right? You can't just make all offensive moves on your chessboard. You make a move, them fuckers make a move. And not only are they making a move, but they're making moves to set you up 3 moves down the line. Dan Quinn, it's your job. You got to make that move also. Right? So when they come out chopping Micah Parsons on the first play or something, man, you should have known that because they've been chopping Micah for weeks now. What are we going to do to defend that? You know what I mean? If they're not throwing at Trey Diggs, right? Trey Diggs probably didn't have 3 passes targeted at him for the past 5 games. I don't see that changing no time soon. If you Dan Quinn, you need to take that information. You need to take advantage of it. They have been attacking your cornerback 2 since the dinosaurs been here. What other way are you whooping Cowboys defense in the deep pass game if it ain't versus Trey Diggs? These fuckers realizing they can't really play with DaRon Bland like that. You can run a little big play on DaRon Bland. You know what I mean? You can do some little cute little offensive, pass interference shit on DaRon Bland. For the most part, besides that pick play, DaRon Bland took them boys wide receiver 1 away. In theory, because Zay Jones ended up being the fucking wide receiver 1. But Christian Kirk, shit. So, if we're constantly making these chess moves, right? You move, I move, you move, I move. You go, hey, man, they're not finna be fucking with DaRon and like Diggs like that. Why don't you protect your cornerback too a little bit more? Yo, Voch, Kelvin Joseph played like shit. Voch agree with you. Voch not gonna fight you on that. But in my mind, whether it's Kelvin Joseph, whether it's Anthony Brown, whether it's Nashawn Wright, goddamn it, Kendall Sheffield up next, I bet you they're gonna try him too. Yep. Right? Now, how those dudes vary in success with being attacked is up to them. There's constants and there's variables. The vary is how are they going to react to it? The constant thing, the thing that's constantly happened is they're going to throw the ball at cornerback too. Cornerback 1 and 3 straight. Cornerback 3 traveling and shit. I'm so proud of him, Will Steele. We're going to talk about some good things today. Cornerback 3 traveling and shit. 1 and 3 straight. So if you're Dan Quinn, what's his name? DaRon. Three in theory.
I know what
like
you're saying. Nickel. I know what you're saying.
Like nickel, but because he cornerback 2 in real life.
Cornerback 2 in real life, yeah.
In real life, he cornerback 2, but cornerback 3 in scheme or whatever, right? Yeah. But if they're gonna start ignoring cornerback 1 and 3, if you're Dan Quinn, it's your turn to make this chess move, bro. We keep talking about Rex Ryan, Will Steele. Rex Ryan created a brand new cover 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Traditional cover 2 is deep pass. Rex Ryan said, I'm gonna put a motherfucker in the middle and a motherfucker on the non-Revis side. That's our new cover 2. It's cover 2 over here, but Revis just gonna lock that motherfucker up. How does this work? Well, because if that dude that Revis chasing ends up over here, Revis gonna come over here. It's gonna shift over. Revis gonna lock that motherfucker up. They don't throw at Revis. Diggs ain't Revis, but they don't throw at Diggs. So if you're Dan Quinn and they're throwing at Diggs, well, pardon me, if you're Dan Quinn and they're not throwing at Diggs, because when they throw at Diggs, you get picks. If they're not throwing at Diggs and they're trying DaRon Bland, but DaRon is winning his fights, it's your job to protect cornerback 2 at that point. So if you're a 1 high safety, I don't even want you looking at Diggs' side. Just go ahead and cheat over, bro. It's okay.
Right.
If it's cover 2, if you're Malik Hooker, you shouldn't be biting down on no little short shit. Your job is deep halves, bro. Not only is your job deep halves, but Kelvin Joseph on my side. He's cornerback 2. Let me just hang over here just to, you know what I mean? And if Dan Quinn is telling y'all something different, then that's Dan's fault. One last thing I'm going to let you go, Will Steele. This D-line has not been getting pressure with 4 guys. It just ain't been happening. Happened before. It ain't happening in a while. If you're Dan Quinn, you just can't keep banking on the idea that we're going to get, we got Micah. We're going to get pressure with 4. We got D-Law, and then we're going to get pressure with 4. Olsen, we're going to get pressure with 4. You fix your interior run game problem. Salute. Right?
Did you?
That's fair.
The Jags.
That's fair. See how Will Steele brought this information, made me think about it, and I went, that's fair. Y'all should try sometime. But at the end of the day, Will Steele, we're not getting pressure with 4.
No.
So if you're Dan, you gonna bring 6? You gonna try to bring 5? You gonna move some guys around? You gonna start bringing Micah from B gap now, from A gap now, because they do this when you bring Micah from C gap. I need Dan to give me more. I need Dan to give me more. I need Kellen to give me just a little less, bro. I need Dan to give me more. I just need Kellen to give me less. If we do that, I would love to go to Golden Corral with y'all, man, but y'all know how it go. Master William, just tell me about what you thought about the game, sir. You probably about to lean into the coach like I am, but go ahead.
I mean, we gotta start somewhere. It's too much to talk, man. I'm gonna bounce off of you, so I don't know where you want to go here.
Talk to me about your quarterback, then talk to me about your offense coordinator, then talk to me about Dan Quinn, please. We'll just do it like that. Quarterback first, then. We'll do that. Quarterback.
Listen, man, I'm all wrapped out, but your quarterback was fantastic yesterday, Voch. You know, I mean, I don't know what else you really want him to do. You know, the interception, I guess you can call it a decision on the first one, but we had this conversation on the phone. There is a problem when the Cowboys get backed up inside their 20.
Yeah.
They seem to glitch and glitch bad. It's happening over the last few weeks. You get backed up in the Texans, sack. You go right back to a throw, pick. And before that, there was pressure, too. Same thing happened yesterday. Get backed up inside the 15, first play, pass, sack. By the way, your offensive line wasn't great in pass protection yesterday. And then the very next play, you pass again, and he gets hit and it throws a pick. I mean, you could say Dak don't throw the ball, but I mean, the guy was there. The decision I don't think was that bad. Dalton Schultz was right there, but he got hit. Second interception, that's no, we don't need to go over that. Your quarterback was 23 for 30, 256, 3 touchdowns, game-winning drive. Should have been the game-winning drive. The only issue I have with the quarterback is the ability to say no.
Yeah.
Just say no when it comes to Kellen Moore. Dan Quinn, I can't add on to that. You said it perfectly with Dan Quinn. And who else?
The conference has been unlocked.
Offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore, yeah.
Yeah, he's always going to be an issue when it comes to these crunch moments, man. I just feel that way until proven otherwise. We've had I don't know how many games now over the last year and a half where we get to the into the crunch time and we just completely abandon. I've been watching the film. I'm still watching the film all the way up to watching this, and I'm just sitting here like, what the hell happened to the shit you was running in the first half in crunch time? And I'm not talking about the game-winning drive because he had one. The orbit play was the only play he really did. The rest of that was Dak, CeeDee Lamb, TP. Yeah. But to go ahead for the game, it's like you just overcorrected yourself and said we just gonna keep running. And then when they stopped you and it was 3rd and 3, you ran this play earlier, the pick route. They ran that play earlier. They threw it to Tony Pollard. Mm-hmm. I mean, Noble was kind of there on the first time, but I wouldn't have went back to that play. There were other plays that worked in that game that you could have went back to, and you just refused not to do it. So, and it sucks because I thought from 85% of that game, I thought it was a greatly called game. It was looking like, okay, here we go. This is the bag that we need to roll out every week.
Yeah.
And then he just get tight, right? When he get backed up or when these moments come, and it's like, hey, bail me out, Dak.
I wonder if Kellen gets in this place where he doesn't want to do something too much because he thinks it'll make him predictable, because, Kellen could do something perfect in a game, right? Like CeeDee Lamb was in motion on all the plays. Look at all this movement, this pre-snap, this shifting, boom, boom, and we'll get the next game. And it works. And then look, we'll get a game where CD just don't move. he just stays where he is. I'm like, okay, I guess we're trying to just keep things funky here, but dog, like roll with do something till they stop it. You know what I mean? Because that's what teams do to us. Teams do shit till we stop it, and if we don't stop it, they just keep doing the shit. Well, still,
and when it comes to, are you noticing a trend here? At least when things get tight, we tried to run, I guess, a pick. I don't know what they tried to run against Green Bay, but that cluster in the middle of the field with CeeDee Lamb and Dalton Schultz. And here we go to win the game. You run a pick where it's a cluster in the middle of the field. That wasn't working in the game, Voch. What was working was getting space for CeeDee Lamb, getting guys running kind of concepts where you got a Tony Pollard behind it, space for Tony Pollard. Not this tightly contested window throws because I know you're trying to get a pick. The Cowboys are one of two things. They're a bad screen team, and they damn sure don't know how to run picks because they don't run them enough.
Right. Yeah, that's fair, Will. Still, that's fair. And if you're gonna run picks, like it should be not multiple. Like it should be like 2 people at the most.
You took out 2 players.
It should be quick, and it should be 2 people, man. There should never be a situation where we got 3 people in the same area. You know what I mean? We should never have that, bro. But that's a design and an execution flaw. You know what I mean?
And one last before you ask a question, one last thing on that. And I know people are going to say, look at the number 1 offense, look at the points. I hear that, and that's never been my gripe with this. It's all about situational football with this team and this coordinator and this quarterback. In regards to, I told you on the phone, I think we've hit a cap with those 2. And I've looked around the league. I've seen quarterbacks go to another level when they've maybe switched up a certain coach or coaches in general. I think we've hit a cap, and now we just have to find a way to maximize that cap with this group, these two, because it just ain't. I don't think there's much more to go here. But it's situational football to me with Kellen Moore, and I'm seeing it constantly. The last time I saw, in my opinion, quality situational football from him was the Patriots game.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you look at Mike McDaniels and what he did for Tua. You know what I mean? Just imagine what that dude could do with a guy like that. You know what I mean? Or what a Shanahan could do with a guy like that. You know what I'm talking about? Like Kellen's cool, man. But I said this to Will Steele the other day, man. Kellen, in my mind, is like a Ryan Tannehill. You know what I mean? Like, he's good enough to get. He's good enough to say you ain't trash. He's good enough to say that you good, right? But there's so much more room. It's so much more room. But the problem with having a Tannehill is you can't use Tannehill and be like, all right, we're going to draft a top 5 dude now, right? Because one, Tannehill makes you too good to go get a top 5 dude. And then you be like, yeah, but we good with Tannehill. Like, we winning with Tannehill. We da-da-da with Tannehill. But he's fucking Tannehill at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It's just and then look, something else that Will still said to me yesterday too. Because me and Will friends in real life, right? It's, this is the point in the season where having the better dudes, we always talk about better dudes, Will still having the better dudes is for like this time right here. You know what I mean? Having Noah Brown is 5 for 6 games, but this is where you needed, you know what I'm saying, some of your big dogs, right? Like, this is Von Miller season. This is Bobby Wagner season. You know what I mean? This whole I forgot the boy name, Anthony Barr, right? This whole Anthony Barr shit was cool in the first couple weeks, Will. So you blew me away with that, sir. This whole Anthony Barr shit was cool for a couple of games, right?
Dante Fowler was another one.
Dante, you know what I mean? But you want Bobby Wagner and Von Miller this time of year. That was very poignant when you said that, Will. So did you want to go deeper on that, or did I cover it pretty good?
You covered it pretty much, because people get upset when you I know this is off-season talk, but yeah, they get upset when you get frustrated that the team doesn't want to go get these type of players, and they say, well, look, we won 12 games. Yeah, but what happened? And then go look what those players did in the playoffs. Those players elevate those type of teams, and you're getting to that point now where, where's DA been? Where's Dante been? Where's James Washington? Who else do we sign? Ryan Null. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
That motherfucker at Costco.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not knocking DA, and I'm not knocking Dante and those boys because they're having a good year, right? Mm-hmm. But you'd be lying if you said them dudes is showing up over the last month and a half of the season.
Sure.
Right? Now we about to hit that point where hopefully I ain't get burnt out, because we're going to need you, because we don't have that dude that they went out and got. But that was more of an off-season thing, a vetting situation yesterday.
You think Micah Parsons is injured?
I think he's frustrated. He's banged up like most people. Parsons had a ridiculous – see, people ain't going to say this because Trevor Lawrence was getting rid of the ball and he was moving around. Micah, you'll see when you pop it on. Micah was actually getting pressure. He won 32% of his pass rushes, which was tops in the league for Week 15. He had 12 pressures in that game, and then obviously the sack. But again, you need more people, right? It's not just Micah. You need the other people to step up and get home as well. The interior didn't seem like they got too much. D-Law might have had his most unproductive game of the season, and then your linebackers just LVE. Look like we're gonna be missing LVE because your linebackers just wasn't able to keep pace with their run game. But yeah.
Okay, so the Van Der Esch report, right? They said that it wasn't a neck injury, but it ended up being a stinger.
Yeah,
but
he's out.
He's gonna miss it. So he's out this week, right? Okay, but he's looking to be back in the coming weeks, like playoffs and shit like that.
I mean, apparently it's not season ending, so I don't know how long he's gonna be out though.
Yeah, stinger ain't too bad. I mean, it's
too bad
shitty,
unless you LVE.
Yeah, because that motherfucking neck is held together with dental floss. Goddamn, that motherfucking neck. Did you get a chance to watch the offensive line, sir?
No. I the very first thing I do. So you watch O-line, I watched concepts.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. I watched concepts.
Take over real quick. I'll be right back, brother.
All right, cool. So yeah, just the he said take over Voch Lombardi live. I got you, Will Steele. I didn't get a chance to watch the entire offensive line. We're gonna do that on Patreon today. Patreon.com Voch Lombardi, and my dagger is in the mail. I'm excited. Patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. We're going to be breaking down the offensive line today. So if y'all want to tap in with that, y'all be sure to get on the Patreon, and we're going to break that down today. But I did just kind of speed through some Tyron Smith evaluation, right? I didn't watch the whole offensive line, but I did get a chance to just look at Tyron Smith. And that dude's still good, man. That dude, Tyron Smith, is still good, man. Now, Tyron Smith didn't play a perfect game, right? He didn't play a flawless prime of his career game, right? He didn't do that. But to take Tyron Smith and to put him on the opposite hand, right? He's normally left side guy. He's right side guy now, right? You put Smoot and Josh Allen over there. Them dudes ain't scrubs. And the motherfucking hamstring was hanging off of his bone a couple months ago. To look at that dude play and Tyron Smith still be Tyron Smith. Like I said, not God of War Tyron Smith, right?
He is good, though.
That motherfucker was good, though, Will, still. You know what I'm saying? And I called you.
Settle that debate. Put him at right tackle. Let it go.
Yeah. So look, I called you at the halftime show, right? I called you at the halftime show. I was like, hey, man, let's just say Tyron is Tyron, right? If Tyron is Tyron, then Tyron would be better than Terrence Steele. Yeah, you lost Terrence Steele. We hate losing Terrence Steele, but did you get better by putting Tyron at right tackle if he's going to be better than Terrence, right? So Tyron didn't have a perfect game yesterday, right? But I think he had like a Terrence-esque game. You know what I mean? I think he played as good or as bad as Terrence would be playing. You know what I mean? So what makes me feel good about this is that we even out at right tackle, in my personal opinion. I haven't watched offensive line super closely, but I don't think Jason Peters played as good a game as Tyron Smith. But let me see. Don't take this as a bold Voch proclamation. I'm just saying, I don't think Jason played as good a game. However, Connor McGovern made me sick a few times. There's not a bold proclamation, but Connor McGovern made me sick a few times. I do think this would be a fantastic opportunity to have this conversation, Will, still. Do we just leave the rookie at left tackle? And Tyron looked comfortable in the mug at right. So like, do we just leave that the way it is? Or did we see enough from Jason Peters and he eventually got hurt and came back in? Jason Peters big as hell. Or do we live with the idea that, okay, we can play Jason Peters at right tackle, but Tyron and Tyler on the left side is a fucking side. I'm cool with both. Let me just say this. I'm cool with both because Tyron showed me that he can't play right tackle. This is all about Connor McGovern at left guard or Jason Peters at right tackle. Where you at on this so far, Wisdom? If you want to talk about it because you ain't watched film yet.
Well, I think you just continue to do what you're doing. You keep Tyler at left tackle, even though he also didn't have a good game. And again, he's starting to really, really hit I don't say a wall, I guess, right? Like a wall, but it's weird because he still can be a mean, nasty run blocker, but he's allowing a lot of pressures, over the last month of the season. But I don't think you could play Jason Peters, though. I don't think you could play Jason Peters full time at any position. I feel like Jason Peters is going to be your utility backup, and you can't play all three of them. Somebody has to be the backup tackle.
Yeah.
And right now that's Jason Peters. So I still think you can get it done, though. Cowboys scored 34 points.
Sure.
So you can still get it done. Now, boy, oh boy, they got a challenge this week because that Philadelphia front is crazy, dog. Like you talk about you sick of Connor McGovern, Javon Hargrave, boy. Oh,
yep.
Jeez.
Yep.
But
Hargrave is there. Quinn is a rotational guy somehow. Jordan back, right? Jordan Davis back.
Yep. And they had a good game against the solid game, I should say, in the first matchup, but run blocking. But I'm talking about passing.
It's gonna be a fight, man. It's gonna be a fight.
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's get into the phones, man. Did you have anything else on the game? Did you want to talk about T.Y. Hilton? Maybe he actually wasn't active. We thought it was going to be active, but I guess he just hadn't had enough time with the playbook, which I'm fine with. I don't want him going out there if he ain't ready to play. Did you have anything on just anybody in general? Linebackers?
Nah, man. I gotta sift through the tape, and tomorrow we'll have more nuanced takes on these things. Everything is today is about the just raw reaction emotions from the game.
The conference has been locked.
I got to hear from y'all now. So Let's tap into the phones, man. It's about 80 y'all. What time it is? 3:55? I could take 3:55. Let's get MJ on the phone, man. We haven't heard from MJ in a minute. What's up, MJ?
What's up, guys?
Cool and play. What you got for the show, MJ?
I can't stand it.
Oh, yeah, just, like me and Steele always talk about is,
Yeah.
the play calling in certain moments.
Mm-hmm.
We always we'll stall when we should have more points, like them field goals.
Yeah.
We got to be scoring there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like I told Law, I ain't gonna, even though I don't like Kellen Moore, I wish we had another offensive coordinator. And the one guy got mad on Law station. He's trying to take up for Dan Quinn, talking about how his defense been ranked. I don't care about that. I'm talking about now.
Right.
This is now.
Yeah.
Forget yesteryears.
Right.
He got it. If I was starting, I just need that big sloppy dude in the middle who we just got off. He's good at run blocking. A lot of people don't know why he keep getting released because he'll bloom up to 380, 390 pounds. The guy that just got off of Philadelphia practice squad. That's why they got mad at him.
Oh.
And
Rush.
what you call say he's down to like 355, 360. And we need him in the middle. Put him with 91, him in the middle, get regular DNs, put 11, 33, 14. What's the linebacker? Is that 14? That's his number?
Jabril Cox.
That they never play?
Jabril Cox.
Yeah. That's my lineup. Yeah. Put 27, the second round pick. I think he got 37 now. It might be 37. The guy we just got from the Raiders, from Arizona, the starter. They let him go because what's the new corner?
Mullen.
Which one? What's his name, MJ?
I can't think of it. The new corner just got off of Arizona when they let him go because they wanted that.
Trayvon?
They would have to pay him. They let him go.
Mullen?
What's his name?
Mullen?
Yeah, Mullen. Start Mullen because he started about 80 games.
Yeah.
And I ain't going to get mad at Joseph. It's just like Steele say, he don't get reps. That's what happened when you don't play the man. Oh,
you got the wrong one. I'm mad.
They get confident because at the end of
Fuck
the last year,
Joseph.
he was playing good when he played.
Every time he
Keep
get the
his ass
game,
on
he
punch
gets
team.
cooked. Talk about.
Yeah.
Well, keep on punching. But I play corner. You still don't have a safety on the top.
Man,
that's a safety problem too.
man,
The safety, no.
that's a 70s, MJ, man. They don't even play cornerback like that no more, man. That's the 70s when you was a corner, MJ. Come on, man.
No, man. That corner is for that safety on the top. Then, if you got your best corner, my best corner is 7 Diggs. So, I'm going to swing that safety over.
Yep.
So, when number 16 would have saw, he was like, oh, I'm going to go against Diggs.
Yep.
We got to make them go at Diggs. That's our best corner, right?
I agree, MJ. 100%.
So let's make them go at Diggs.
Okay,
we help the other guys out.
Okay, finish, please.
Let's help them.
Yeah.
I want to see how good Diggs is. That's all I'm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That'll be my start lineup.
Yeah.
Because this way, I can save my linebacker.
Yeah.
He can blitz in the middle. He can blitz on our side. He put him on the side of D Ware.
Yeah.
That way, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then sometimes when you play 42,
yeah,
he can play in the middle. Keep him in the middle. Don't have him checking linebacker. Receivers going out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Good call, MJ. Appreciate you, man. We're still gonna talk about this cornerback rotation and this safety thing. Appreciate you.
You know cornerback rotation. Just start that mark.
Yes, sir.
No more rotation.
I'll let you talk. Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish. I'll let you finish. Go ahead. My bad.
No bad. Yeah. No Marlon, man. No rotation.
All right, MJ. Appreciate it. What I meant by rotation is rotating Kelvin out, and there's a new person that's coming in. So Will Steele. It's funny because MJ said the same shit I said, so I'm assuming he just ain't watched the first part of the show, or he just ignored what I said, or he just wanted to get his off. I appreciate that too. You think Sheffield or Mullen is up next, Will? Or do you think it's going to be Bland?
I think it should be Bland. I was about to say, I think Bland should be sliding out there unless Mullen is ready. I think Sheffield is like your break glass in case emergency. Alexander and Mullen, I think, has had more success production wise at least.
Yeah.
So I would say I would do Bland, and I would have Mackenzie Alexander beat sliding into the slot. That's what I would do, and then go to Mullen if that doesn't work out. Put Bland back in the slot because Mackenzie got the most experience in that slot.
Yeah, sure. Got to be something, man. Got to be something. Let's get Terry on the phone. What's up, Terry?
Hey, what's up, y'all?
What's good with you? What you got for the show?
Man, the last caller had me rolling because I didn't know what the hell he was talking about.
We be rolling too, Terry. We be rolling too, big dog. Don't even worry about it. Go ahead, though.
I'm upset just like everybody else, but I'm not upset as a whole because we're a 10-win team. So before we win the playoffs, it was it was an excellent throw, horrible drop. Hey, shit happens.
Yep.
I'm more of a realist. I always take Cowboy games week to week. And on the last play, I felt like if Dak would have rolled to the right, the tight end was wide open. That's what I saw on the hour 22. But that's that's hindsight 2020. But overall, the defense played horrible in the second half. 300-some yards. Damn near in the third quarter alone.
If Dak would have rolled to the right, Josh Allen would have popped to the right.
I roll to the right away from the pick play.
You go over there. All right, cool. Unmute.
But overall, I enjoy y'all show. Keep doing y'all thing. I really don't listen to like after the Cowboys lose, I don't watch sports and I don't really watch nothing.
Yeah.
I just take the loss in, chill, relax. Hey, come back Wednesday, but I just hopped on because, it's so dope as hell, and it's good content regardless. But that's all I had to say, though. Appreciate
Terry. Good call. Will, still, like you were saying behind the scenes also, when Marv was on the phone, I forgot to tap in with you. Connor McGovern was in Dak's lap for many plays. They pushed his ass straight back. And that's why, I kind of get a little bit of urgency with the whole Tyron at left tackle thing. It's not because I don't have faith in Tyler at left. I think Tyler serves well out there, but Tyler at guard at least makes me get McGovern off the field. You know what I mean? And I can live. I feel like Dak does well with outside pressure, right? So I can live with Jason Peters at right tackle, but Connor McGovern getting pushed directly back into Dak's lap and Dak having to go around and do something or try to throw over him or something like that. That's where I get the biggest issues from. Also, like batted down passes. That was a problem that we dealt with last week, right? Dak tried to get the ball off, boom, batted down the line of scrimmage. Texas did that shit well, and that's on film, so we might say that again. I just feel better about Tyler at guard than Connor McGovern at guard because Connor gets his ass pushed around sometimes. But I don't know. That's just me. Let's go Theo. Let's get Theo on the phone. See what he's talking about. What up, Theo?
Hey, guys. How are you guys doing today?
What's up, Theo? What you got for the show?
And get to a break area.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead.
I am really disappointed in Dan Quinn this last, I don't know, since the Green Bay time.
Yeah.
It just seems like we've lost the ability to play complementary football in closing games.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes our offense can do it and does do it, and other times they can't and need the defense to bail them out. And for at least 2 of the last 6 weeks, and maybe more, they haven't been doing that.
Yeah.
And they've given up really big leads.
Mm.
They gave up that 23-point lead, I believe it was, in Green Bay, and then they gave up a 17-point lead in Jacksonville. And on top of that, me and a friend of mine was going back and forth about it. We gave up 24 points in like 18 minutes of game time.
She gave it 14 in 3 minutes.
That's what we were doing in the beginning of the year, and we're slouching at the worst time, and I'm worried about that.
Yeah.
Because the defense was supposed to be our calling card.
Sure. Yep.
So what happens when your calling card gets pulled out from underneath you?
Yeah, 100%. Appreciate you, Theo. Let me ask Will a question. Devil's advocate, Will, still. Not that I think this way, but I do just kind of see it floating on the internet. And this ain't me advocating for Cooper Rush at all. But devil's advocate, so please don't fuss me, Will, because I know how you get down when you do. Just please, man. Will, man. Just devil. This ain't me, man. This ain't me. Devil's advocate, Will. Got the goddamn. Do you think that Dak's aggression or the offense being turned up is the reason why we can't get going on offense? Do you think that we was a little that if we were a little more dialed back on offense, that the defense would be playing a little better? You know what I mean?
No.
Devil's advocate, Will. This ain't Voch. You know how Voch think. Voch is offensive guy, but I just see this on the internet, Will. Don't cuss at me, man. Devil's advocate.
No.
Do you think Cooper Rush would have won these last 6 or so games with them?
6, maybe one. He would have won some of them.
Probably won a Vikings game or something like that. But like these, but like this, you know, like so like let's just say last week, right? Do you think if Cooper Rush was a quarterback, we'd have?
If he's a quarterback, what?
Like if Cooper Rush started, do you think that if Cooper Rush started, do you think the defense would play better if Cooper Rush was quarterback?
This is whoever is on the internet trying to correlate to is goofy.
Somebody in the chat right now, Alfonso Wilson said yes, Voch. Somebody in the chat says, I'm just curious, man, because I see it on Twitter, man, and you know,
is Cooper Rush going to play safety over top of Kelvin Joseph?
I'm points guy, Will. Still, you know me.
Is Cooper Rush going to stop? What's his name? Travis Etienne from rushing for $150, whatever the hell. Wasn't $150. I'm just saying.
It's like 109 or something. Yeah. I'm points guy, Will. Still,
Cooper
you know
Rush
what I mean?
going to make no
so
about to catch that because.
All right, well, appreciate you, man. I just wanted to run that by you. We'll get JR up here. JR, what's up?
Right.
What's up, JR?
God.
What's good, bro?
What's good, baby?
What's good, man? Talk to me, JR.
I know we down a little bit, man. I feel the energy. You know what I'm saying? I was riding through the city.
Yeah.
I saw people all frowned up at the local Walmart.
Yes, sir.
It didn't even smell like weed when I normally walk up out that bad boy. People hurt. The city is hurt, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Right. But I want to say this. You know what I'm saying? We cannot get mad at number 4 because number 4 put up 34 points. If we want to get mad at somebody, get mad at Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn gave up 34 points. Dak kept responding. Dan Quinn kept letting them go down the field, man. Why don't we help out the going number 2 with Shane and safety over some guy? Oh, boy, they be burning me up.
Right.
I don't get it, man. But, you know what I'm saying? So I know y'all was talking about cornerback number 2. Yes, now, we saw Nashawn Wright come in. What are y'all thoughts on Nashawn Wright? Do you feel like he, did enough to earn a nod at cornerback number 2? Or do you think that, hey, we need to come on somebody else?
So, JR, I don't know if you was listening, but when I asked Will Steele, I said, all right, so we roll with Mullen, Sheffield, or do we put Bland at 2? Now, Voch don't make a whole bunch of mistakes now, JR. But I didn't just forget to name Nashawn Wright. It didn't just slip my mind to name Nashawn Wright. I purposely didn't mention Nashawn Wright, sir.
Nashawn.
I was like, did they? I was like, he was on the field.
Oh no, he was.
Damn, it dropped again. Wow. Oh, y'all can hear me, but I think the frame dropped or whatever. I don't understand. Hold on.
Beats Planet.